Hey, hello there, Red Wing fans. Welcome back. And just when I thought I'd got every boot that I've ever wanted, well, looks like I got another pair. So I don't know why I was pining for these, but they're pretty cool. They are the 8830, sorry, 8830s. And they are, I believe they were a Nordstrom exclusive around 2011. I think that's what I had read. And what's cool about these is these are copper rough and tough. So there's some pretty cool things about copper rough and tough. Number one, so traditionally I'm not a big copper and rough and tough guy because, well, I don't know. I just think it's already got its patina, and it patinas quickly, so I don't know. It's almost like it already comes patinaed. You know, the leather is it's got a lot of variation. It's got a lot of oil. It's almost it's almost like a nubuck. Maybe that's why I'm not too crazy about it. It's like nubuck is kind of like, to me, it's almost like it's already patinaed, and it's ready to it's kind of like the instant patina. But they're cool. I mean, they break in so quickly. It's so, this leather is so supple, and it's oily. This probably requires no maintenance. I mean, there's people talking about, oh, I can't wait till I can condition them. How many times should I condition? How often should I condition? I mean, seriously, there's so much oil in these that any scratch, let me see if there's any scratches on here. Yeah, I don't have any scratches yet. I mean, you just rub them out with your finger. That's it. Deep cuts, maybe, okay, a little bit harder, really deep scuffs might a little bit harder, but I think they're pretty, durable. So they're just basically the 877, but they're just copper rough and tough, which is pretty rare, actually. I didn't even realize that they made these only one. No, you know what? Oh, I gotta back it up. These are not Nordstrom. These were actually on the Red Wing website. They were just exclusive through Red Wing. They were nothing. They were not a collaboration. Oh, I had to. I forgot. It's the 4563s that I was talking about earlier. So I'm sorry. So I misled you. But these were just on the. They sold them on Red Wing, and I forget what year they are. I think these are 2011s. Forget. I should look at the tag. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look at it for you, since we got it here. I wonder what he's done. Yeah, 2011. Oh no, 2017. 817, 8830s. Okay. So let me say some. There's a couple big pluses. Not only if you're a huge copper rough and tough fan, And again, these I've only had them for maybe a week, and they came. I mean, they were really stiff when I got them. As stiff as rough and tough can be, copper rough and tough. But it was, they're really supple. So then they broke in real nice. They're basically broken. And like I said, they're very easy to break in. Copper rough and tough, it's so heavily oiled that they're just so supple, and so soft and so, forgiving. But here's the couple things. So I'll just show you the sole real quick here. Let me see if I can see it. Is that right? Yeah. So if you notice, this forefoot's not too worn. I mean, there's still the little nubs. And I did put some shoe goo on the end of it just to kind of slow down the heel drag. But they weren't too bad. The heel drag, they look like about maybe 1/8 of an inch, cut out or angled. But so here's a couple other things that you know me. I like my nickel eyelets. That's nice. I don't know how it would look if it had gunmetal. I guess it would just look a little different. But I like the nickel eyelets. What else about these? Oh, check this out. So I don't know if this is typical of copper rough and tough, but if you notice the tongue on this thing, now every 8-inch boot that I've ever got, or even for that matter, even 6-inch, 7-inch, whatever, usually you have to fold the tongue, like overlap it, like, put some huge fold. Now this has got a little bit of fold, but I was really surprised that this has got the least amount of folding. You don't have to fold the tongue much, because I don't know if it's a bit softer. I'm not sure. It's because the way that these were designed, where they got the tongue where it's not so large and so wide that you didn't have to. I mean, it's got very little, no folds at the top. Oh, there's a little bit here. Oh, actually, there is a little bit of fold, but I can't feel it. I guess maybe that's what it is. This side doesn't. This one doesn't need to be folded. So of course there's some inconsistency. You know, there's some variation. You know, both boots were slightly different, and they will fold differently. But this one, okay. So I take it back. This one is folded. It didn't feel like it, and actually I could just push it over, and it doesn't really fold much. Anyway, you notice there's not much fold showing on the front at least, and you know the fold doesn't really matter much. But sometimes the fold does cause some discomfort, and it's kind of like pressing, you know, some hot spots when it folds over more in one area than another. But usually the tongue in some other boots are a little bit, you know, stiffer, thicker. So the copper rougher tough, I didn't have to fold them much, which is kind of cool. But you know, it's not a deal breaker. But I just something I pointed out. I'm going to point out. So copper rough and tough 8830s. These are pretty comfortable. But here's one thing. Now, I'm not sure. Now, every boot is different. So, I don't know if you guys know, but so this is my 10th anniversary of owning Red Wings. 2013, it was, I believe it was I think it was the New Year's Eve of 2013. So, this is 2023. Maybe it's so maybe does that make it 9 years? I don't know. So anyway, I've 9 or 10 years I've been wearing Red Wings of all sizes. You know, it's all models, all different leathers. You know, you've seen them all. Oxfords, Postman, round toes, mock toes. What else is there? 7-inch, 8-inch. What is it? The engineers. Okay, all different types. And so they're all going to fit a little bit different. They're all going to take a little bit of different type of break in. Your feet are going to have to get used to certain pressure points. And so what's really strange about these is, and maybe because they're copper rough and tough, you know, and these are actually factory seconds, which I didn't know. Bought them from Japan. They didn't say that, of course. They never do. But I'm fine with it, you know. It's just they're kind of rare, and I can't send them back. Oh well. So you have to be kind of wary, and you know, I don't know if they'll even answer that. You know, I don't know if they can even understand. You know, when you ask if they're, you know, if they're factory seconds. So there's a little hole punch, and I saw it afterwards. You know, like after even a couple of days, I didn't even know in the beginning. I didn't bother to check. I just assumed that they were, you know, they were first quality, but it's fine. They're nice. They're nice and soft. But check it out. Here is the patina also that's coming through. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little darker right here. The oil's kind of pressing through. But that's because the time I wore them, I was squatting down like this, right? You know, giving it more pressure and kind of squeezing the oil out of the leather, and it's coming out, you know, it's starting to seep out of the leather. That's that whole leather I was telling. I mean, the whole oil, you know, the oils and the lotions and whatever they use to tan these things, it's just impregnated in there, and so it starts to press through. And this side is a little bit less because when I bend down, you know, I bend down from my right foot down, my right knee down, I guess. And so that's what it does. And so there's some asymmetrical, you know, I laugh at some of the comments I see online, you know, they say, oh, it looks so different, it's asymmetrical, you know, how do I make it even up, or, you know, who cares, just wear them, you know. It's like, I mean, this the least you have to worry about is your boots. But some people are picky about, you know, them being the same amount of creasing, same amount of wear, same amount of shape, you know. And the shape is slightly off. I mean, come on. You know, these are handmade boots. They were traditionally made for work and hunting and whatnot. Does it matter what it looks like? And I can't even tell what the factory second thing is about these. I really don't know. I have no clue. You know, I'm not sure. Well, so here's another thing about these I'll have to say. There's a little bit of heel, you know, slippage. You know, I don't know if that's natural. Can you really hold down your heel 100%? I don't know. So it was kind of rubbing, and this is kind of deep right here. This is curved in a little more than than my other boots. I have Billy boots. I have the 2015 Huntsman. What else? I have some 877 vintage, and they're all going to be a little bit different, you know. They're just not perfect, but it's rubbing more than I've ever had. So guess what? I've had to use duct tape. That's all I could think of. You know, I could put a Band-Aid back there, but the Band-Aid would probably get pulled off. So I used a piece of duct tape, a little strip of it, just on this left foot because it was rubbing after the end of the day, and I wanted to get home. You know, I was here at work, and so I just let me grab some duct tape just to get me home. And actually this morning, so I actually put the duct tape back on again, and so just to kind of, I don't know, ease in the callus that's going to probably form on there. I'm hoping it'll form, but it's not going to protect it completely, which I don't want it to do. I want it to kind of like my feet to kind of form to the boot, of course, you know, adjust to the hot spot, I guess you would call it. But other than that, I mean, they're just, yeah. But actually, it's kind of strange because I did wear them a whole day on Saturday. My daughter had a volleyball tournament, so I wore them all day, walking back and forth. I don't know how many steps I put in, but so anyway, copper rough and tough, 8830s. I guess it's the only 8-inch copper rough and tough that I'm aware of as far as leather goes. The rest are like Oral Legacy, Oral Original. I can't think of all the different. Oh, 98. So the 98. So sorry, 95, 95. Yeah, anyway, the 9877s. Yeah, that's what it is. 9877s. Those are the ones that are Oral Russet or Oral Gold Russet Sequoia, Oral Russet. I mean, you know all the different ones. I mean, you can look them all up. But this is the only copper rough and tough, and this seems to be pretty popular with a lot of collectors and aficionados. They like the copper rough and tough, I guess, because, like I said, it breaks in quickly. It has a great patina. You know, like I said, it almost comes with automatic patina. You know, not really, but you know, a couple days later, this is how they look. So this is probably a week into them. I've probably worn them 4 or 5 days now. And the most was at the volleyball tournament. That's where I was bending down, you know, talking to people, and yeah. Excuse me. So thanks for stopping by, and that's about all I can say about them. Is that they are just a little bit of, you know, a little bit of heel lift, I guess you call it. I got them laced up pretty firm all the way up, so I don't know how else to make them hold my heel down, but so yeah, 8830s, another boot that I didn't have, and so I thought, oh, okay, you know, I'll grab them. Japanese website, decent shipping, so cool. Thanks for stopping by.